You guys asked for it, and I'm proud to announce we're going to deliver. A full losers bracket where all the trainers who lost their matches in the main tournament face off for redemption and get a chance of facing and perhaps even dethroning the eventual tournament champion. The trainers who have made it to the semifinals have been battling like crazy, and it's time to give them a brief break, during which we're going to make it through to the semifinals of the losers bracket. Last time we saw a wicked match between two historical rivals, Professor Oak and former Elite Four member Agatha, in a match that is sure to go down in history and which sent shockwaves across the region. Today we've got two trainers who faced losses earlier in the tournament but are back for revenge and ready to fight for the chance to face the champion. Erika, the Celadon City Gym leader, versus Koga, an Indigo Plateau Elite Four member. Let's line up their teams to see how this matchup is looking. Erika has her bulky mono-grass type team with solid defensive cores in Venusaur, Tangrowth, and Cradily, but some speedy threats too like Whimsicott, Roserade, and Victorybell. Koga comes in with a very solid team with Weezing and Tentacruel forming a defensive core and offensive threats like Toxicroak, Skuntank, Crobat, and Venomoth. Although the type matchup looks to go to Koga overall, Erika really only has two Pokemon that are weak to poison, so it's going to be super interesting to see how this plays out. With that said, our trainers are ready, so let's head to the stadium. And here we go, the first matchup of the losers bracket of the Kanto True Power Tournament. We've got Koga, the Elite Four member, versus Erika, the gym leader. Koga starting off with the Toxicroak, a very hyper-offensive lead for him, whereas Erika's going to start off with the Whimsicott. Now Whimsicott in a little bit of a dangerous position here, I would say, given that it is 4 times weak to poison after all, but it does have Prankster, so that's going to outspeed with any non-damaging moves, so it of course gets the Stun Spore off on the Toxicroak. Toxicroak now in a dangerous position itself. However, it does get the Swords Dance off, and that is going to power up its attack massively. So Erika's going to have to make a move here. Whimsicott going for the Moonblast. It does outspeed now due to the paralysis, and that should do some good damage. Whoa, over half on the Toxicroak. But the Toxicroak does look to have a Citrus Berry. Uh-oh, that is dangerous for Whimsicott. Toxicroak not being able to move, though, because of the paralysis. Whimsicott getting yet another chance. Whimsicott going for the Moonblast now. Another Moonblast on the Toxicroak. It shouldn't take it out, though, and that's a little bit concerning. Here comes the Gunk Shot. Stab, super effective and powered up by Swords Dance. That Whimsicott is... Oh! The Focus Sash, though. The Focus Sash is on the Whimsicott. That is going to allow it to survive, although the Toxicroak does have Sucker Punch, making it through the paralysis to get a priority move off on the Whimsicott. That was super necessary. Very dangerous position for that Toxicroak. Surprisingly enough, Erika playing this pretty well, but Koga slightly outsmarting her there with the priority move. And now Roserade using the spikes now, actually deciding to not allow the Toxicroak to go for another Sucker Punch, which is perhaps what Koga was going to do there, and Erika actually predicting that brilliantly, I would say. And now Roserade coming in with the Shadow Ball to be able to take down the Toxicroak. So Erika actually managing a huge threat to her team quite well at the beginning stages of this battle. Now, Koga coming out with the Crobat. Now looking at the matchup, Crobat is one of the most terrifying Pokemon for Erika's team. It'll be interesting to see how she deals with this, sending out the Cradily. And here comes the Brave Bird, a massive attack from that Crobat, but Cradily is quite bulky. We'll see how it takes it. Yeah, it doesn't do even over half, which is pretty good. That's a good situation to be in, because Cradily can, of course, now respawn with perhaps a super effective Rock move, and getting a little recovery there from its leftovers, too. So a good situation here. Koga's going to be forced to withdraw. Cradily actually countering that Crobat pretty well, I would say, and going in with the Weezing. So we've got two very bulky threats here. And the Rock Slide is not going to do much at all on that Weezing. Weezing, a very physically defensive Pokemon, and getting some Black Sludge recovery as well. So we're going to have to see how this plays out. We've got two bulky Pokemon on the field, and getting some recovery each. Let's see what this Weezing is capable of. Coming in with the Will-O-Wisp, it's going to burn the Cradily. That is not good for Cradily's attacking capabilities, of course. That is going to lower its attack a little bit. But Erika perhaps recognizing this and going with the Stealth Rock, making sure to get some damage off on every switch that Koga does, because Koga looks to be switching quite a lot here. Erika perhaps recognizing that, and the Stealth Rock will help with a lot of Koga's threats that he has on his team, including those flying and bug-type Pokemon. So a good play ultimately, sacrificing the Cradily's attack for a Stealth Rock placement. And of course now going for the Venusaur. Venusaur, a good switch-in for a Weezing overall, because Sludge Bomb is not going to do anything on Venusaur. Did a little bit of damage, but of course that Black Sludge recovery coming in, and now the Venusaur perhaps being able to get some momentum. We'll have to see what it plans to do against a Weezing, of course. But here comes the Sleep Powder, putting the Weezing to sleep. That is a good play, ultimately, because Venusaur can now start to set up something of its own. We don't know exactly what it's going to do, but that Weezing is completely immobile now on this turn. And Venusaur, of course, getting some more recovery. But the Weezing does have Black Sludge as well, so this is a very, very bulky battle at the moment. But let's see what Erika plans to do. The Leech Seed, even more recovery. That is a good play. Koga might be forced to switch out here. Leech Seed and a Sleep, although he might want to wait that out to allow Weezing to recover and wake up. Let's see what happens here. Maybe he's got something up his sleeve. I don't know. But Venusaur right now is getting some good recovery. All the way up to full health, it would seem. Yes, full health again on the Venusaur. But Erika deciding to switch out here. Perhaps wanting to take advantage of this time now with the Leech Seed and also the Sleep. Switching into a more offensive threat here. Let's see what this Victory Bell is able to pull off on a Weezing. It is a physical attacker, so this is an interesting switch. We'll have to see what Erika has planned here. But that Leech Seed is taking effect on that Weezing. Victory Bell going for the Swords Dance, starting to set up a little bit here now on the Weezing. If that Weezing wakes up, however, I wonder what it's going to do. It does wake up, and the Flamethrower. Oh no, that is not good for Erika's Pokemon at all. Now, Flamethrower is not something you typically expect on a Weezing, really. And Erika perhaps not foreseeing that at all. But the Leech Seed combined with the Swords Dance will allow Victory Bell to get off at least one attack here. So let's see what it has in store. Perhaps just wanting to cripple that Weezing. The Knockoff! That is going to get rid of Weezing's item and does a good amount of damage given that Weezing is so physically defensive. But here comes another Flamethrower and the Victory Bell. Oh no, it won't survive that. It did take a little more than half damage last turn, but it had a little bit more than half health this turn. But it wasn't quite enough. But it did cripple the Weezing quite badly. No more recovery for the Weezing. And of course, those Leech Seeds are still in effect. But now the Roserade coming in for the revenge kill and does take out the Weezing with the Shadow Ball. So Weezing is now down. That was a pretty big, bulky threat, I would say, for Erika's team. And with the Flamethrower, it was actually a little bit of an offensive threat, too. So a good strategy there by Erika to be able to take it out. And now the Crobat comes back out. Now Erika is running out of turns to be able to handle this thing, I would say. Because, of course, Cradily is the only thing that can tank a Brave Bird pretty well. So she's going to have to find a way to deal with this really, really fast. Cradily taking a huge amount of damage from that Brave Bird. Cradily now in the red. And Crobat gathering a little bit over half health now. This is dangerous for Erika. What is she going to do to handle this Crobat? I can't possibly conceive of anything. But let's see what she has in store here. The Crobat going for the Cross Poison now to take the Cradily out. The one way that she had to deal with this Crobat is now gone. And a smart play on Koga's behalf, too. Because, of course, Crobat won't get any recoil damage from the Brave Bird there. It instead went for Cross Poison. So revealing yet another move. Now, Erika is forced to go into a Pokemon that is super weak against Crobat because it is her only remaining physical defender. And now Koga not wanting to get any Brave Bird recoil on the Crobat again. Going for the Cross Poison instead, perhaps realizing Brave Bird wouldn't take it out anyway. And here comes the Tangrowth with the Sleep Powder. So immobilizing the Crobat, that is a good play. Switching in the thing that could take a Crobat attack best out of her whole team and sending in the Sleep Powder to cripple that Crobat. This is a big play from Erika now. Erika's going to have to take advantage of this, and she does with the Ancient Power. Super effective move on the Crobat. That will be a 2-hit KO, even despite the recovery. And of course, Ancient Power has a chance to raise all of Tangrowth's stats at once. But now Koga switching out into the Tentacruel. Tentacruel, an interesting switch here. It is a special wall on Koga's team, actually. Usually used as a physical variant, but of course he already has Weezing in there. And now the Ancient Power again. Essentially, we're just hoping for that stat boost, but no, it doesn't seem that Erika got it on the Tangrowth. Doing a little bit of damage. But now, actually, Erika staying in with the Tangrowth, and Koga going for the Rapid Spin. Rapid Spin is going to get rid of the Stealth Rocks and the Spikes on the field, which is a crucial play for him going forward, and a very good play, too. Switch in on a Pokemon that can't really handle Tentacruel that well, or do a lot offensively against it, and be able to Rapid Spin those hazards away. A good play there. We're going to have to see how this plays out. Tentacruel going with the Acid Spray. Now, that is a super effective attack, However, it doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does drop the special defense of the Pokemon that it hits, which is a very, very good play there. But the Tangrowth does have Citrus Berry, restoring its HP a little bit above half again, and going for the Giga Drain, so trying to get all that health, as much health as possible. And it looks like Erika's trying to tank this out. But that Tentacruel's Acid Spray, perhaps she was not anticipating that, but she doesn't want to switch into anything on an Acid Spray just to lower someone's special defense, so she's going to hope. No! The Tangrowth does not survive it. The second one, that looked really, really close in terms of the damage amount. But, of course, it does take out the Tangrowth. That Acid Spray is a brutal, brutal attack. Now, Erika trying to outspeed and go for the KO with the Roserade. Will it happen with a Grass-type move like Leaf Storm? Let's find out. Tentacruel. Oh no, it survives! Barely survives the Leaf Storm. That is not good. Acid Spray on the Roserade now, just trying to lower everything's special defense, it seems, is Koga. And of course, realizing he's got a relatively advantageous position, just putting a stop to Erika's offensive threats here with the Tentacruel. However, the Roserade going for Leaf Storm again, taking out that guaranteed KO on the Tentacruel. Of course, dropping its special attack again, so now Koga is going to be able to respond with some good momentum here. But he is sending out the Crobat, which is asleep. So Roserade does have a chance here to be able to take that thing out, but it wakes up. Oh, the Crobat going for the Brave Bird on the Roserade. That looks like it should be a instant KO on the Roserade, taking it down. That Crobat. Wow, really picking its moment to wake up, and the recoil doesn't kill it either. Oh no! This is dangerous for Erika. Erika, all she has left is her Venusaur. Now, Venusaur is an exceptionally bulky Pokemon, but primarily specially defensive. So we'll have to see. Here it comes, the Brave Bird again on the awakened Crobat now. Trying to take out this Venusaur. Will it do it? Oh, it does! One hit KO on the Venusaur. Crobat taking it down. However, the recoil damage, of course, will take out the Crobat as well. Both Pokemon going down, but Koga does have 2 Pokemon left in his arsenal. So he is going to pull off the win over Erika, giving himself another chance to try and get to the end and face the ultimate champion of the tournament. Koga taking the battle 2-0 and moving through the first round of the losers bracket. If you guys enjoyed this battle and are looking forward to the rest of the tournament, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss the next matches. Before we go, I'd like to thank the patrons who are making this tournament possible. If you guys want to help further this series' potential and support it, the link to my Patreon page will be in the description below. That's all for this one. This has been Soul Spectre, and I'll see you guys next time for more True Power.